Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, Maha Kumbh, the world's largest religious congregation, begins in the Indian city of Prayagraj. Millions converge to take the holy dip on the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati rivers. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the strategic Sonamarg tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir. Tunnel to provide all-weather connectivity between Srinagar and Sonamarg en route to Leh. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to embark on the first official visit to Spain. Talks with Spanish FM on bilateral, regional and global issues of mutual interest on the anvil. Los Angeles races to contain wildfires before severe weather returns. Wildfires claim 24 lives as containment efforts struggle. We'll begin with the news from Maha Kumbh, the largest gathering of humans on the planet. The 45-day-long Maha Kumbh, hailed as the world's biggest religious congregation, begins today in North India's Prayagraj with an estimated footfall of 450 million people, including seers, saints and others from different parts of the country and abroad. The auspicious occasion begins with a holy dip on Posh Purnima in the Sangam, that is the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati rivers. We get you a detailed report ahead.
Maha Kumbh 2025, the largest religious gathering on earth, commenced with a holy dip in the Sangam or the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati rivers in the North Indian city of Prayagraj early on Monday. The 45-day-long religious festival, beginning on the occasion of Posh Purnima, occurring on the 15th day of the Shukla Paksh or the waxing phase in the Hindu month of Posh, heralds the arrival of the full moon. Additionally, Posh Purnima marks the initiation of Kalpavas, a period of intense spiritual practice and devotion observed by pilgrims during the Maha Kumbh Mela. With over 45 crore devotees expected to visit Maha Kumbh, the festival started on Posh Purnima, which is Monday, and will be followed by 3 rituals known as Shahi or Amrit Snan, which will take place on Makar Sankranti on January 14th, Mauni Amavasya on January 29th and Basant Panchami on February 3rd. Subsequently, the Maha Kumbh will conclude on Maha Shivratri, which falls on February 26th. The Shahi Snan holds immense spiritual significance as it is believed that taking a dip at the Sangam on auspicious days grants manifold blessings. It is said that this holy bath not only absolves the sins of the present life but also erases those of past lives. Additionally, it is believed to bring peace to the souls of one's ancestors. The administration has made elaborate arrangements for a smooth conduct of the fair and unprecedented security arrangements in the Prayagraj town and nearby places. AI-driven cameras, drones and anti-drone systems were being installed for effective monitoring of the crowd. Thousands of security personnel were deployed. Spread on around 4,000 hectares of land and divided into 25 sectors, this year's Maha Kumbh is being considered to be very auspicious, as according to the astrologers, there's going to be a rare celestial alignment happening after 144 years. Bureau Report, DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed delight over beginning of Maha Kumbh. In a tweet, he said, and I quote him, "I'm happy to see Prayagraj abuzz with countless people coming there, taking the holy dip and seeking blessings. Wishing all the pilgrims and tourists a wonderful stay, a very special day for crores of people who cherish Bharatiya values and culture. Maha Kumbh 2025 commences in Prayagraj, bringing together countless people in a sacred confluence of faith, devotion and culture. The Maha Kumbh embodies India's timeless spiritual heritage and celebrates faith and harmony." A spectacular water laser show highlighting the rich history and significance of Kumbh through a unique combination of water, light and laser technology is one of the major attractions at Maha Kumbh. The water laser show is designed to merge spirituality with modern technology, offering an unforgettable experience to those witnessing the convergence of both the elements. The 45-minute show will operate daily, displaying the Kumbh Katha on water screen for the visitors to experience. Coinciding with the Maha Kumbh is the first anniversary celebrations of Ram Lalla idol consecration ceremony in Ayodhya. The three-day grand event concludes today with a large number of devotees thronging the holy city to take part in the events. Common people continue to offer prayers at the temple besides witnessing classical cultural performances, rituals and daily Ram Katha discourses at the pavilion and Yagnashala. The historic ceremony, which marks the consecration of the temple, took place on January 22nd last year, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi performing the main rituals. However, the first anniversary was celebrated on January 11th, following the alignment of the Hindu calendar. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will be on an official visit to Spain on 13th and 14th of January. This will be his first visit to Spain as External Affairs Minister of India. During the visit, Dr. S. Jaishankar will meet leadership of Spain and also hold discussions with his counterpart Manuel Alvarez on the entire gamut of bilateral relations and regional and global matters of mutual interest. The minister will also address the 9th Annual Conference of Spanish Ambassadors and meet the Indian community. India's Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Kiran Rijiju, on Sunday met Saudi Minister of Transport and Logistics Services, Saleh bin Nasr Al Jasr, in Riyadh. During the meeting, the two sides held meaningful discussions focused on exploring possibilities for collaboration and strengthening ties in transport and logistics domain. They also discussed about better India-Saudi Arabia cooperation to provide better services for the movement of Hajj pilgrims. Rijiju is scheduled to meet Minister of Hajj and Umrah of Saudi Arabia, during which the two leaders are expected to sign the bilateral agreement for Hajj pilgrimage of 2025, where India is seeking an additional quota for 10,000 pilgrims. Lohri, the festival of harvest and bonfires, is celebrated with great enthusiasm across North India, marking the end of winters and also the onset of longer days. Let's take a look at the festivity.
Lohri, the festival of harvest, is a vibrant and joyous occasion celebrated with unmatched enthusiasm in Punjab. As the golden fields of wheat sway in the winter breeze, the spirit of the festival comes alive with bonfires, folk music and dance. The streets of Punjab transform into a riot of colours as men and women don traditional attire, adding to the festive fervour. Men are seen in bright kurtas paired with colourful turbans, while women grace the celebration with dazzling salwar kameez adorned with intricate embroidery and fulkari dupattas. As the beats of the dhol echo across villages and the towns, the atmosphere becomes electrifying. Men perform the energetic bhangra, leaping high into the air, while women gracefully sway to the rhythm with gidda, narrating the tales of tradition and joy. The folk songs, often dedicated to the sun god and the bounty of the harvest, fill the air with a sense of gratitude and celebration. Central to the Lohri festivities is the bonfire, a symbol of warmth and prosperity. Families and communities gather around it, offering sesame seeds, jaggery, and peanuts while praying for abundance and happiness. The fiery glow of the bonfire reflects the lively spirit of Punjab, where traditions blend seamlessly with celebration. Lohri is not just a festival, it's a reflection of Punjab's rich cultural heritage, a time to express gratitude for nature's bounty and welcome new beginnings with hope and happiness. The vibrant colors, the pulsating music, the joyous dances make Lohri a truly unforgettable experience, showcasing the heart and soul of Punjab. Kriti Vadhera's report for DD India.
All right, from one festival to another, Bhogali Bihu is one of the most gastronomical festivals of Assam. Bhogali Bihu, which was celebrated during Makar Sankranti, when the month of Posha comes to closure. It is a season of grand celebration as the winter harvest is in full bloom and the nature is at its best. Take a look.
Bihu. The word Bihu has derived from the word Bishu, meaning peace, and Bhog means eating. The Bhogali Bihu festival of Assam holds a significant place as it celebrates the bountiful harvest, and along with it, the agricultural significance is that it celebrates the new yield along with the worship of the ancestors for the bountiful harvest, and the social significance is such that the meals are shared among the community in this Bhogali Bihu festival, which is celebrated during the mid of January. Bihu is the essence of Assam and is celebrated across the state with tremendous zeal and enthusiasm. There are 3 Bihu festivals, namely Bohag Bihu, celebrated in the month of Bohag, that is Baisakh Bihu. Magh Bihu, celebrated in the month of Magh, that is middle of January, and Kati Bihu, celebrated in the month of Kartik, the middle of October. On the eve of Magh Bihu, the night before the Magh Bihu is celebrated as Uruka, which is derived from the Deori Sutia word Urukwa, means the end of the harvesting season. It is the most gastronomical night of the year in Assam, when family and friends get together and feasts around a bonfire. The next day is the main Magh Bihu. In the early morning, people take bath and burn the main Meji, built with bamboo and wood. People gather around the Meji and pray to the holy fire by offering Ma Khorai and pithas and betel nuts.
Bhogali means availability. All are available. Fish are available, vegetables are available, and rice are available. So many rice are there.
Next day is followed by community celebration, where various sorts of rice cakes and a rich platter of pithas are served to the relatives and guests. Magh Bihu has also the tradition of exchanging gamusas as a mark of showing respect to guests and relatives. Bhogali Bihu holds a special significant place in Northeast, enjoying and feeling gratitude for the nature's bounty and praying for a better harvest for the next year. Happy Bhogali Bihu, happy Makar Sankranti.
All right, apart from Lohri and Bihu, Pongal, the harvest festival of southern India, is being celebrated in Tamil Nadu. Celebrated with great joy and excitement, people come together for 4 days to honor the harvest season with enthusiasm and cultural tradition. Pongal, dedicated to Surya, the sun god, is a joyful occasion to honor nature, the sun and the hard work of farmers. Traditional music, dance and festivals add to the festive atmosphere, making it not just a religious observance but a communal celebration. All right, so that was about festivals celebrated across India with fervour and gaiety. Up next, we're heading for a short break. Stay with us.
geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching DD India Live. On Monday, firefighters raced to contain the frontiers of 2 Los Angeles wildfires that burned for the 7th straight day, taking advantage of a brief respite in hazardous conditions before high winds were expected to fan the flames anew. As forecasters predict a return of strong winds this week, authorities warn that the toll is likely to rise. Here's a detailed report.
Fire conditions in Southern California entered a critical period on Monday as the Santa Ana winds that fueled the fires last week are expected to return. The death toll from wildfires is over 20. Many still are missing and over 12,000 structures have been damaged in 6 simultaneous wildfires that spread across the county starting Tuesday. Evacuation orders are in effect for 100,000 Los Angeles residents as the Eaton fire in Altadena and other blazes in the county continue to burn. Los Angeles County declared a public health emergency, warning that smoke and particulate matter could pose immediate and long-term threats. The National Weather Service has warned of worsening weather conditions ahead. The fire threat is certainly not over.
Elevated critical fire weather conditions will continue through Wednesday. Please rest assured that your County of Los Angeles Fire Department will be prepared. These winds, combined with low humidities and low fuel moistures, will keep the fire threat in all of Los Angeles County very high. And finally, to all residents, please be assured that we will continue to be here for you until the last fire is completely extinguished.
Thousands looking to offer a helping hand to those impacted by the Los Angeles wildfires showed up at a huge donation center. Volunteers waited in long lines for a chance to help with sorting through mountains of donations that included clothing, water, diapers, and tinned and dry food.
I just needed to come out and do something to help people. Sorry, I feel so bad for the people. So just wanted to come help somebody. That's all I can do. I can't give a bunch of money, but I can come and give my time.
Significant progress has been made on 2 other smaller fires. The Kenneth fire near Calabasas is 90% contained and the Hearst fire in the San Fernando Valley is 76% contained. The Lydia fire is 100% contained. The grim update means the fire could end up being the 5th deadliest in California history. Previously, 3 fires were tied for that spot. The North Complex fire in 2020, the Cedar fire in October 2003, and the Rattlesnake fire in June 1953, each having a death toll of 15. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of people who were forced from their homes will not be able to return for at least 4 days. Many are desperate to get back to homes they had to flee with just a few moments' notice to pick up medicines or clothes they did not have a chance to grab. Others simply want to find out if their houses have survived. Threats of looters disguised as firefighters have further exasperated their anxiety. Anamika Pandey, DD India.
Los Angeles fires have devastated a swath of city's swanky neighborhoods. While actors, crew, writers and producers have lost their homes, film and television productions have been temporarily halted. The film industry is staring at a long, hard road to recovery and feverish pace of work it has been associated with. Los Angeles wildfires have already caused damage worth billions and the losses are mounting. Apart from the infrastructure devastation, the fires have also had a disastrous effect on the city's vast entertainment industry. Hollywood is already counting the costs of yet another drastic setback that its workers can ill afford. Los Angeles' entertainment sector is worth $115 billion to the region's economy. It was already in dire straits when the fires have further upended the curve against it. The COVID-19 pandemic and recent labor upheavals have already taken their toll in recent years. Stars including Anthony Hopkins, Mel Gibson and Billy Crystal have lost their homes. Many hit television shows including Grey's Anatomy, NCIS, Hacks and Fallout have had to halt shooting. Film LA, which handles permissions for outdoor movie and TV shoots, has warned producers working in or near evacuation zones that the permits can be cancelled. Conditions and logistical issues apart, the industry must consider the optics of returning to normal while swaths of Los Angeles are aflame. Nowhere is this issue more delicate than with Hollywood's ongoing award season, with even the televised announcement of this year's Oscars nominees being delayed. Some are calling for the entire award season to be cancelled. With many jobs at stake, that too will not be an easy call to take. Fires have brought misery and destruction to a large area in and around Los Angeles. They have surely added to the challenges faced by Los Angeles' beleaguered entertainment industry. Bureau Report, DD India. Helping drive the wildfires in the U.S. city of Los Angeles are the so-called Santa Ana winds, a weather phenomena known to dry out the hills and the nerves to the flashpoint. The Santa Ana can both create the conditions for deadly wildfires and fuel them once they are underway, drying out vegetation when they blow through and then fanning blazes once they spark. Santa Ana winds usually occur between September and May, typically for a few days at a time. When the high-pressure system forms over the deserts to California's east, it pushes air towards the Pacific coast. As they move down, the winds compress, creating a rise in their temperature and a drop in their relative humidity. The 2017 Thomas Fire, which destroyed more than 1,000 structures, was fueled in part by back-to-back Santa Ana winds. European foreign ministers have agreed to meet at the end of January to discuss lifting sanctions on Syria. Speaking at a Syria summit in Riyadh, EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said any European decision to ease sanctions would be conditional on the new Syrian administration's approach to governing, which must be inclusive.
What we start from is, of course, those sanctions that are hindering the build-up of a country and access to banking services and all these things. But of course, it has to be a cascade with the conditions. Of course, it's the inclusivity of the government and really the process in this regard. We know in Syria there are a lot of different groups, so it has to include all those groups. We also want to see no radicalization. We want to see inclusiveness of women also in the process. So these are the things that we are going to.
The decision came at the regional meeting of the foreign ministers and top diplomats from Western countries and West Asia in Saudi Arabia, the first such since the fall of President Bashar al-Assad last month. Foreign ministers would now convene in Brussels on January 27th in an effort to decide how the 27-nation bloc would relax sanctions on Syria. Germany, which is leading the EU's discussion on sanctions, Italy and France have proposed allowing relief for the Syrian population, but retaining sanctions on Assad allies who committed serious crimes during Syria's war, while Saudi Arabia's foreign minister called for lifting of sanctions on Syria. The United States on Monday issued a 6-month exemption of its sanctions for the transactions with governing institutions in Syria to try to ease the flow of humanitarian assistance and allow some energy transactions. Syria's new foreign minister, Assad Hassan al-Shaibani, who has repeatedly called for the removal of decades-old sanctions, also attended the talks. US President Joe Biden spoke on Sunday with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on efforts to reach a ceasefire and hostage release deal in the Israel-Hamas conflict. In a statement after the two leaders spoke by telephone, Biden stressed on the immediate need for a ceasefire in Gaza and return of the hostages with a surge in humanitarian aid enabled by a stoppage in fighting under the deal. While Netanyahu updated Biden on the progress in the talks and also on the mandate he has given his top-level security delegation now in Doha in order to advance a hostage deal. The two leaders also discussed the fundamentally changed regional circumstances following the ceasefire deal in Lebanon, the fall of the Assad regime in Syria, and the weakening of Iran's power in the region. Netanyahu also thanked Biden for his lifelong support of Israel and the extraordinary support from the United States for Israel's security and national defense. A top-level Israeli security delegation arrived in Qatar on Sunday for talks on a Gaza hostage and ceasefire deal in a possible sign of so far elusive agreements nearing. According to Israel's PMO, the delegation includes Mossad head David Barnea, the head of the Shin Bet Domestic Security Service Ronen Bar, and the military's head of the hostage brief Nitzan Alon. Qatar and fellow mediators Egypt and the United States are making renewed efforts to reach Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal before President-elect Donald Trump takes office on January 20th. Israeli and Palestinian officials have said since Thursday that some progress has been made in the indirect talks between Israel and Hamas, but did not elaborate. At least 10 people have died due to landslides caused by torrential rains in southeast Brazil. 9 people died in the city of Ipatinga, whereas another body was also found in the nearby town of Santana do Paraíso. During the rescue operation, firefighters pulled the body of an 8-year-old boy from the rubble of a house destroyed by a landslide. Another landslide swept away everything in its path along a street on the side of the hill in city's Betania neighborhood. Latin America's biggest country has been rocked by several extreme weather events over the past year. The relentless rains have also brought stories of survival and rescue. In Perube, on Sao Paulo's southern coast, a horse stranded on the roof of a flooded house was saved on Saturday. The owner had guided the animal to safety using a cement ladder. Rescuers later arrived to bring the horse down. All right, on that story of survival, we'll end this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can download the respective QR codes. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.